Hey everybody, welcome to the Real World Prepper. I am RWP. Glad to be with you today on a hot, muggy Thursday. Not happy to talk about the topic at hand, which is what many have been talking about. Civil war. Warring among each other, citizens here in the United States, in some form or fashion. Many before me and many after me are going to have much more intelligent things to say about it than me. I am certainly no expert. I have no military background, anything like that. I've not seen this stuff firsthand for myself, other than what I'm witnessing along with all of you in the country right now, which is all of the pre-planned and well-funded, organized pockets of rioting, protesting, burning, killing, pillaging. Let me apologize real quick. This camera looks like it's vibrating and wobbling around a bit, so I apologize. Hopefully it won't be too distracting. But at any rate, yes, these things are planned, especially with media and people that have been put in place to record a lot of these incidences with their cameras, their phones, etc. You know, which is the way of the world now, and then blasted with social media. And on top of all of that, you've got social media platforms, the big one that Facebook announced the other day, the big announcement they made. I say big, it's big. Where, what is it, October 1st, I think they're gonna, I forget how it was worded, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. And I know other social media conglomerates are doing the same, but they're outwardly telling you that they will reserve the right to remove content, to lock you out of your own account and your own content, photos, posts, etc., if they disagree with it. I.e., if it doesn't go along with the narrative that is trying to be sold to Americans right now, that is effectively being sold to many Americans right now, if it doesn't go along with that narrative, it will not be allowed. Because there's only one side of a story that they want to tell. Only one side. And it is not the truth. It is not the truth. I think many of you all recognize that, you know, what this war that we're going into, and it is mostly cold with hot spots popping up right now. You know, Cold War versus a hot kinetic war. And it's not going to be with battle lines drawn like north and south, or, you know, east or west, even anything like that. It will be pockets of skirmishes and you know, violent outbreaks all over the place. It will be so unorganized and unknown as to when these things will happen. I mean, I'm a guy who carries, right? I have a license to carry, and of course I know a lot of states are constitutional carry and all that stuff. Well, I carry, and I've always, you know, I mostly carry everywhere in my normal everyday life prior to all of this stuff that has taken place this year. But there are some exceptions, or there had been anyway. There are zero exceptions now. Because you don't know when you're going to pull up somewhere and someone is going to instantly hate you for whatever their reasons are and instantly want to inflict damage upon you. I've even heard some of the reports of some of these attacks. I'll just give you an example. Some of these attacks on white people, where the perpetrator, who is a lot of times someone of color, a lot of times it's just someone in support of these BLM groups and Antifa and all that, they seek out, they say, there's a white guy, there's our next victim. And this is how it starts. You know, there's only so long that people who are conservative, that people who are, that silent majority that we hear so much about, there's only so much silence that can be held. There is only so long that this can go on before it's not going to be tolerated anymore. Now, I would have thought that line would have been behind us already. And I'm not advocating. I don't want it. I don't want violence. I don't want, I would like for all of this to just fix itself and or be fixed in nonviolent ways. And I am not calling for violence in any form or fashion. I am merely stating that it's coming. It is coming. You better be ready. You better be ready mentally, physically. You better be ready with preps, with supplies, with things, because along with it, you're going to see real supply chain disruptions, real food shortages, real instances of people suffering, trying to live, trying to survive on a day-to-day basis. I don't mean this, I'm inconvenienced because, I had to wait a week and go to 4 different stores to get toilet paper. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real deal, which is coming down the pike. You watch, because this election is going to be a complete sham coming up. Leading up to it is going to be a sham. Whatever the outcome, I have no doubt that it will be contested for months upon end, with the possibility of, Nancy Pelosi having to take charge, as it were, until they get it all sorted out. What do you think that's going to bring? That's going to make this stuff just boil over even more. The violence, that is. The violence, the attacks, all of this stuff. It is such a mess where we are right now. It is just, it's, I never in a million years would have imagined would have been here. And I'm a prepper, and have been for nearly a decade. So it's odd, because I've planned and prepared for things such as this, although this is not a particular scenario that I would have really ever thought would be, but you plan for the unknown. You can plan for things, storms and natural disasters and, mass power outages and, all kinds of things you can prep for and plan for, even civil unrest and all that. But to actually see it playing out, it's kind of shocking. It makes me realize that, although I'm glad that I've been prepping all this time, I guess I just figured and assumed that this stuff would collect dust and be there on the shelf for my grandkids to one day laugh about. But that is not how it's going to go down, I'm afraid. I feel like we are in it. We are in it. So get yourselves together if you hadn't already. I know that me and many other content providers, we say this all the time. A bunch of YouTubers and other folks, we say this all the time. Prepare, do all the things. But good gosh, this is, I really think that you're down to weeks of being able to do some of this stuff. We already know how difficult ammunition is to get, and all kinds of things. Those types of supplies, gear and whatnot. Of course, food has already been a problem. It's not a very hopeful outlook, I'm afraid. And, our hope is in Christ, really. And that's where it is. You better be right with Him, too. This stuff is coming to your neighborhood. It is coming to your town. It is coming on your block. It's coming to your workplace. It is growing exponentially each day. And like I said before, you've got all of this stuff that's happening is planned, is funded, is organized. It may look like a chaotic mess, and a lot of the people who are the trigger men and women, if you will, who are the players that are actually doing the work in the streets, they may not know what the larger game plan is. Many of them have no clue of it. They are just buying in to the garbage that's being sold that is perpetuating this whole system that is going to bring down the America that we have known for these many years, that is about to go away. It's all but gone now, but it's going to go away. It's not coming back. You know, if we have any kind of system that's worth having, it will be because it will be rebuilt by men and women like you and me. Because the system we've got is long since broken. You know, the country's back is broken. It's not going to heal. We're not going to walk again. You know, the United States of America. It's just not going to happen. The writing is on the wall and getting clearer every day for me and for many. I know that I follow and that I watch, that I talk to, that I'm in contact with. I hope that it is clear for you as well. If it's not, you better be opening your eyes. You better get with it, because you cannot go softly through this. You're not going to avoid it. You know, so long our country has watched things take place around the world, on the world stage. Even if we as a country were involved militarily or politically or whatever the case may be, we go about our day, our fluffy lives, right? Our easy, fluffy lives, you know, convenience this, convenience that, order it on Amazon, eBay, whatever, you know, no problems, right? As we watch the rest of the world burn around us in a lot of cases. It's over. Those days are over. It is now here. You just may not be aware of how much it's here now, and how close it is to your workplace, to your neighborhood, to your street, your home, your back door. And that's the scariest part right there. So open your eyes, know where you stand right now, and get yourself ready. I'm the Real World Prepper. Thanks for letting me chat with you for a few minutes this lovely hot Thursday. Be ready, folks. I'll see you when I see you.